Welcome back to Forbidden West, where we are returning to the base quickly, as... yeah, I think we just need to check in quickly, after having done this Ted Faro tomb, and the whole Thebes thing. Also see if we can catch up with any of the friends quickly, and yes, it looks like we can. Let's just go report back to Gaia. Let's go.
Welcome back.
How's it going, Big Mama?
Aloy, I know your experience in Thebes was unsettling, but we have a new problem.
Oh god.
Did something go wrong with Beta and the rig? Will we be able to transport you to Gemini?
The rig is complete. The problem is Hephaestus itself. It has accelerated its proliferation throughout the Cauldron network, increasing its power.
But with your sub-functions restored, we can still succeed, right?
Correct. But the net effect is that absorbing Hephaestus will take longer than previously calculated.
How long?
Even with Omega clearance, my current estimate is that the merge will take 35 hours.
And each hour increases the risk of detection by the Zeniths.
Eek. So what do we do?
2 overrides. What if the merge were carried out by 2 clones of Elizabeth Sobek, both armed with Omega clearance? How long then? Half the time?
Hephaestus would be unprepared for the simultaneous labor of 2 operators, in addition to obvious synergetic efficiencies. Calculating. It would reduce the merge time to approximately 4.5 hours.
Okay.
That's doable.
Varl, it looks like we're gonna need Beta at Gemini. Do you think you can convince her?
I don't know, but I'll try.
What about our diversion? Are the pulse generators ready?
Only a final test remains. I am confident that if fired in proximity to other cauldrons, the pulses will mask our activities at Gemini from the Zeniths.
Good. As long as Aaron can operate one without shooting himself in the face.
Aloy, you better get down here. Beta's in bad shape.
Oh no.
Okay.
What now? Like, what is up with this girl?
That's fine.
I mean, when Val says bad shape...
Aloy.
No, why are we... wrong door. Wrong door, love. Wrong door. This... yeah, talk to Val.
I tried, but it's impossible. I don't think anything will convince her to go.
We don't have a choice.
Good luck.
Beta, you have to come with us. It's the only way. It's one mission. The most important one. We need you. Tell me why you won't go. What if they take me back? Alone, in a cell again. Their slave. Forever.
Look at the odds. Find the courage. I'll protect you. What are we gonna go with? I mean, we will try and protect her, right? I mean, we're not gonna let the Zeniths take her again. Maybe show compassion, I'll protect you?
Varl and I will be at Gemini too. I'll protect you. As soon as we get Hephaestus, we'll come straight back here. The Zeniths aren't going to find us. You don't have to be afraid. No! You can't protect me! Nothing can protect me from them! I told you from the beginning we'll never beat them! It's hopeless! Beta. Leave me alone! You don't understand! You're right. I don't understand. We have the same genes, the same mind, the same heart. So why can't you find the strength to do what has to be done? Like Elizabeth would. Don't you think I've thought about that? I don't know what piece of Elizabeth I'm missing. I don't know what you have that I don't. I look through all the data from your focus. You were raised as an outcast, shunned, and isolated just like me, so what's the difference? What's my defect?
I wonder how we're going to convince her. This is... We didn't have a good foundation, a good support structure.
You don't have a defect.
We just didn't have a parent.
Beta. Look, it's not a piece of Elizabeth. The difference is, I had him. Frost. He raised you, trained you, but he was never warm or loving. The day he died, the day he gave you that charm, he was going to abandon you. He wanted me to embrace the tribe. But then he gave his life for mine. He loved me in his own way. And that was enough. What did it feel like? It was like having a strength that was always there. It's still there. Even now I hear him in my head when things get bad. When it looks impossible, look deeper. And then fight like you can win. You don't have to go on the mission. We'll find another way. I'll go. You said you'd try to protect me. I believe you. But you have to promise me one thing. Yes, of course. If it goes bad, if the Zeniths find us, I don't want to be their slave again. Do you understand?
Is she asking us to do what I think she's asking us to do?
Promise? I promise. I could use as much time as you can give me to study up on the merge, to make it as efficient as possible. I'll be ready when you are. I swear.
Atta girl. Go Beta. Oh man.
Aloy, whenever you are ready, come speak to me and I'll ask the others to make final preparations for the mission.
Oh man, okay. Is this like endgame stuff now?
That
Well,
is
we've got a new
focus
mission
thing's trying to
somewhere
kill
here.
me.
You did almost drown it in beer.
Not on purpose.
Who is that? Is that Zoe? Oh, it's Alva. Hey, Alva.
Aloy,
Right to work, I see.
there's just so much. I mean, we knew
Of course she's a
artificial
huge data
beings that
nerd.
served the ancestors, but Gaia? Oh, she's amazing. And you, a true reincarnation of an ancestor. Genetically speaking, of course, not like the, late CO. And there's more ancestors out there. Returned from beyond the stars.
Yeah, but bad
Of
ones.
course,
Stay away from
they're
them.
trying to kill us, which is not great. and Eric Visser is with them, which is disturbing. And then there's Hephaestus, and...
Okay. How about we take it one step at a time?
You're right. I also owe you an explanation for everything that happened at Landfall. Oh, and if you have a moment, there's something I could use your help with.
Well, yeah, sure, okay. Well, alright, let's ask then about the, how you feel about the companions.
I imagine you don't know anyone here that well yet, but they're a good group.
It's funny because one of your friends is, well, another you. Not that you are the same person at all. I mean, you are, as in, you're both genetically Elizabeth Sobek, but even so, you're different.
We grew up very differently. But sometimes different is good.
Yes, of course.
Anything else about our
I
companions?
hope everyone's been treating you okay.
Oh, yeah, of course. They've all been extremely welcoming. And they share the knowledge they learn on their focuses with each other freely. It's refreshing. Back home, diviners can only share data with the permission from the overseers.
Sounds restrictive and stifling.
Yeah, you are not wrong.
Have you spoken with Zoe at all?
A little bit, but I did hear her singing with Varl not too long ago. I don't think they noticed. Zoe seemed so free when she did it. Like every emotion she had was taking flight in song. And she looked happier because of it. I felt so dull and nervous in comparison.
You should ask Zoe to teach you sometime. About Utaru music.
Maybe.
If you need anything before heading out to the cauldrons.
You have nothing to worry about. Gaia's explained your plan in detail, as expected from such an efficient AI.
Of course.
I've even received some very, succinct combat advice from Katalo. You know,
of course, Katalo. We should check in with
case
them
the
in a
Zeniths
moment.
show up.
What kind of advice?
He, told me to run.
Told me to run.
For now. We'll even the odds soon enough.
That's great. So how's your training going?
I see you've been using your new focus.
It's been fascinating. So much better than the version the Quen have. What would have taken me years to sort through, like the database you helped me recover, with this, I've been able to establish search parameters to speed up the process. This could revolutionize how diviners analyze the legacy. That is, whatever part of it the overseers would actually let us study.
Man, it must be so restrictive coming from, yeah, such a culture.
You wanted data, you'll find lots of it here.
A diviner has never had this sort of unsupervised access to archives such as this. And knowing you, I suspect there is much that would normally be forbidden held within them. But I was sent here to help you. I would be remiss to ignore any truth laid before me. Maybe it'll help the Quen find their way back to the path of truth.
Well, yeah, let's hope.
Any more data catch your eye?
All of it? I have so much to study up on. Years, actually. I'm particularly interested in the Odyssey. We knew the ancestors had made it to the moon. In fact, we theorized some of them had settled on it. But Sirius is way farther than that. And we thought journeying across the ocean would be the feat of a lifetime. The sheer calculations needed for space travel, it's overwhelming to think about.
Even so, the Quen are way ahead of other tribes when it comes to understanding this stuff.
Yeah.
Where I grew up, everyone thought that stars were sparks that rose from a fire lit by the goddess to guide us through the night.
Yeah, I suppose in that regard, the Quen are pretty advanced, aren't they? Let's ask about them, the Quen. Oh, actually, we'll get to that. Let's ask about the Zeniths.
You mentioned Eric Visser? How do you know about him?
The Zenith who tried to kill you? He is known to the Quen as the Protector. Combing through data related to his work led us to breakthroughs related to weapons and military tactics. Knowledge our rulers used to conquer and expand, to become the empire we are today. That's why he's one of our most revered ancestors. But, based on your encounter with him, it appears he's even more ruthless than we ever imagined. Yet another distorted interpretation in the legacy.
Well, at least you're piecing together the truth.
If only the overseers back home would do the same.
Beta mentioned other Zeniths. Tilda, Verbena, and Gerard.
I'm afraid I don't know anything about them. Whatever legacy they left behind, the Diviners haven't recovered.
Well, Verbana's dead, so Tilda we know a little bit about, and then there's Gerard, isn't there?
Must be strange to think that some of the ancestors your tribe reveres are still alive. And here on Earth, right now.
Yeah, it is. Part of me's curious to know who else besides Eric Visser might be among them. Maybe Nikita Arand? We call her the Spark. The legacy tells us she brought unlimited energy to the old ones. Or Sung Jiao, whom we call the Healer. It is said she found new ways to extend the ancestors' lifespans. But my curiosity fades when I think of how different our view of Visser was compared to the reality that you experienced. Perhaps it is better not to know.
Maybe. Okay, let's ask about the Quen then. Forbidden knowledge.
Back at the greenhouse, you spoke of knowledge forbidden to your people.
Diviners are meant to seek out the truth in the legacy, and many Imperials sponsor them in the hopes they'll find something the Empire can put to use, thus gaining favor with the Emperor. But the Board of Overseers claims certain truths are detrimental to the stability of the Empire, like discovering one of our revered ancestors ended the world. That is why Diviners are only allowed to access segments of the legacy. Only Overseers can view it all. It ensures that any heretical data can be contained and retrieved before it can spread.
What happens to Diviners who break the rules?
I never had the courage to ask.
Yeah, she might be quite the heretic then, when they find out exactly what she's learned. I mean, if she can even go back to that. The CO?
You said you owed me an explanation for what happened in Thebes. I'm listening.
Right. I'll start at the beginning, with the CO. He was an Imperial, the Emperor's nephew, in fact.
I think, yeah, we knew that
As
at least.
such, he sponsored many Diviners to search the legacy for anything that might help the tribe, and himself. He took a special interest in anything related to Ted Farrow, whom we consider the greatest of the ancestors.
Ted Farrow, revered ancestor. That's tough to take.
I know better now, of course. Anyway, the Diviners discovered that Farrow spent a great deal of time in San Francisco. In fact, many of the most important ancestors did. So the Emperor's nephew convinced him that an expedition across the ocean might solve our most pressing problems. If only we could find the right data in this fabled city. Perhaps we could roll back the floods and storms that threatened our people. The Emperor declared that all the tribe's resources be poured into this endeavor. Dozens of ships were built, scouting missions were dispatched, and the Emperor's nephew was named CO, one who wields the legacy for the good of the Empire, the living embodiment of Ted Farrow, the Renewer. It may seem strange now, but for a time, he carried all of our hopes. We really believed he would save us. We had no idea just how perilous the journey would be.
Oh man, so it was a pretty big thing. And the expedition, how did it go?
You said the expedition across the sea was more dangerous than you thought it would be. What happened?
We lost most of our ships to hurricanes, and
Jeez.
scores of soldiers perished to hunger and disease. And that was before we even hit the coast. Once we landed, machines ripped our patrols apart, and we struggled to replenish our rations. There were bright spots, to be sure. We found Thebes and the greenhouse. But nothing improved the CO's mood as his dreams of saving the tribe were slowly dashed. He became more and more obsessed with Thebes and what lay behind its door. And more and more convinced that the title of CEO was no mere honorific. You heard him, spouting nonsense about Pharaoh's essence and some kind of becoming. We knew these weren't the words of a sane man, but he was quick to put any who spoke out in front of a firing squad.
What a great guy.
The Quen are wrong about many things when it comes to the legacy. I can see that now. But what the CO became was a complete perversion of what principal diviners stand for. The pursuit of truth. I'm sorry you had to endure his madness. I'm just glad it's over. For everyone.
Yeah, so am I. So am I. What about old Bohai?
So, Bohai, your overseer. Will he run things better than CEO?
He won't execute people on a whim, if that's what you mean. But he's hardly a paragon of integrity. I can't tell you how many times he took credit for data in the legacy that I uncovered. The best thing I can say about him is that he can be trusted to always do what's best for him.
Yep, sounds about right.
Well, yeah, at least he's not like a nut job, like CEO. The ancestors?
The ancestors, is that what your people call the old ones?
Yes and no. The ancestors are the greatest of the old ones. Those whose legacy taught us agriculture, medicine, warfare, leadership, and patronage of the science and arts.
The CEO called Elizabeth Sobek an assistant. What's that about?
Right. Well, any old one who has made minor contributions or worked extensively under one of the ancestors is called an assistant. That's how we thought of Sobek, until we met you. Our limited access to data past the late 2040s has obviously misinformed our view of the past.
Just ever so slightly. Okay, what about your family?
You mentioned the reason you came here was to help your family. Your sister...
Her name is Alika. Our parents are commoners, peasants, really. When I passed the divination exams, they were so proud. It brought honor to our family and increased rations. Only Alika begged me not to leave for the research academy.
Why? What happens there?
Alika knew that once you enter, you're not allowed to leave or see anyone, not even your family. Unless you can get special permission and an escort by an overseer.
It sounds harsh.
Like the focuses we keep, diviners are few in number, and the Empire is, well, fearful that outsiders will try to steal our knowledge. Last time I was allowed to see my family was just before our voyage here. Because of my position, I was able to get them refuge from the floods within the capital. But if our crops don't recover soon, they'll starve to death along with everyone else.
I promise I'll do my best to make sure it doesn't come to that.
Yeah, don't worry. We got Demeter. So yeah, I think your family should be in a good way. So what did you need help with?
You mentioned there was something you needed help with?
Yes. So as I was sifting through data from the greenhouse, I found references to an old world system back in the Great Delta. It's called Leviathan. My people discovered it decades ago. A sprawling network of river gates and a labyrinth of underground tunnels. The legacy revealed that the old ones used it to control flooding. But we've never gotten it to work. The whole thing is shut down. But the data from the greenhouse mentions the research facility where Leviathan was created. It's in San Francisco.
Another Pharaoh facility?
No. Leviathan was a project by Eileen Sasaki, another ancestor. So the legacy tells us, anyway, if we can acquire that data, we might be able to fix the system back in the Great Delta. Every year, my sister gets terrified when the long rains begin. With Leviathan, maybe she won't have to be.
Okay. So, where in San Francisco is this facility?
That's the thing. The data doesn't say where, exactly. But one of our diviners has been exploring the ruins. He might know. Would you come with me? I have a feeling that wherever this facility is, well, you're much better at fighting machines than I am.
Of course. I'll let you know when I'm in landfall.
Thank you, Aloy.
Okay. Well, I think that's all we need to talk about here.
Of
Alva?
course. Before you do, is everything alright? It sounded like there was an issue with Beta and the mission.
Not anymore. We just needed to talk some things through.
To understand one another is to embrace truth.
And, like I said, I'll let you know when I'm in landfall. We'll find the data you're after.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, we'll find it, won't we? Forbidden Legacy. Okay, you guys know what we came here for. Where is Katalo?
Plugging in that power cell downstairs must have turned on these holograms.
There he is. And he definitely wants to chat, doesn't he? What's happening, son? What's happening?
Aloy, are you well?
I am well.
Had a bit of an issue with Beta. It's better now, though.
Ah, I'm not surprised.
Really? Why not?
I once knew a warrior who discovered he had a brother late in life. It was deeply uncomfortable for him.
Did he ever get over it?
In time. But not before the two siblings nearly killed each other in a single combat challenge.
Ah. Well, at least I avoided that. Were you able to finish the new arm Gaia was helping you with?
Indeed.
Aha!
I was hoping we could discuss it, if you have a moment.
Yeah, we have a moment. Let's just talk about our companions quickly.
Have you spoken with Alva?
The Quen is peculiar. Nothing like a Tanakh. Her mind is sharp, that much is certain. But it's hard to imagine her surviving in the wilds.
Trust me. She's tougher than she looks.
I will take your word for it.
What else?
You nervous about the mission ahead?
If I live, it will be in victory. If I die, it will be in battle.
This guy's
What matters
so...
most is that you achieve your objective.
I'll do my best.
just so laconic in his thinking. It's just brilliant.
How are your studies going?
I wanted to learn more about the world of the Old Ones.
And?
I looked up this pharaoh Gaia said you went looking for, and learned about the plague of machines he unleashed. To think that the ancient world was wiped out by... a mistake. A single miscalculation. There is no glory or honor in such a fate. Only hubris. And pointless death.
That about sums it up.
Yeah, that is pretty much it. Anything else?
Think you're ready to put all your training to the test?
I am Tanakh. I am always ready.
Like, that's all he needs to say. That is absolutely all he needs to say. Right, let's go test out that arm then, huh?
Talk about your arm?
Indeed. It's time to test it. And I want you to be there.
Well, of course.
Okay.
I think we knew this,
How are
didn't
we
we?
doing this?
Not how. Where? Will you meet me where we felled Regala's tremor tusk? Right where the river bends?
Sure, if you want, but I'm not sure I understand.
You'll see when we get there. I promise.
Then I'll let you know when I get close.
You have my thanks, Aloy.
Alright, well, let's go test it out then.
I should go get ready.
I await your orders.
Like I said, I'll call you when I'm close to Regala's old outpost near the bulwark.
May the Ten guide your way.
Okay. The 10 is gonna guide our way. Straight there.
Felt cold enough for a snow.
Okay, so we're not too far from the meeting place. It's just over here, I think.
I think this is where Kotalo wanted to test out his new arm.
Yeah,
Though he didn't say how exactly.
let's give him a
I shall
call.
let him know I'm around and find out. Hey, Kotalo. I'm by the Tremor Tusk site, where we agreed to meet. Want to test that new arm of yours?
I'll be there shortly.
Thank you for waiting.
Maybe now you can tell me what we're doing here?
Not just yet. Follow me, please.
Someone's being awfully mysterious.
Yeah.
You took your sweet time telling me what you wanted to do to the bulwark. Consider this my revenge.
Fair enough.
I want to see what this new arm looks like, guys. Is it going to be cool?
This is it.
What am I looking at?
Oh, you'll see. Come.
All right, talk to me, Katalo.
I wish to test the arm on that. It has menaced the valley for some time. Killed more than a few of the Sky Clan. But no longer.
I'm honored to help.
Okay, there we go. Oh man, look at it. Looks pretty cool, doesn't it?
After you. Let's see how this thing likes the taste of metal.
Yeah, let's see how it likes the taste of metal.
No point using fire against that.
Scorcher. What was it? Ice and thunder. So let us prep some ice and thunder then. Oh, yikes.
Mountain. Even me. Close to North Road. I need to fly to find out what happened to Franklin.
You gonna help us out, Katalo? Like, I mean, really help us out, not just pretend to help us out? Maybe we can knock off something? Whoa! Whoa. Yikes! What? What the hell was that?
Let's see how this thing likes the taste of metal.
Yes, let us see. So, let's lay one hell of a trap for him here. And an explodey one, I think. I don't know if that's the right thing to be blowing off, but it feels like it.
Wounded beast only fights harder.
No one's climbing that mountain. Not even me. Just North Road. I need to fly to find out what happened to
Whoa.
Finish this if you die.
Yeah, I know that, buddy. Not good.
Get out of there.
Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it?
Still going.
Yeah, fight Katalo. he's the reason we're here. Oh, come on. Let's hurt him a bit more. Okay, let's go.
We can't finish this if you die!
I know that.
It really helps.
Oh. That's what we wanted.
Don't get in the way of my mission! Careful!
Oh, come on. Man, Katala picks a pretty mean thing on which to test his new arm, doesn't he?
Ammunition!
Boom! That didn't finish him. That's it. There it is. Take that.
Well, I think it's safe to say the new arm works fine.
Agreed.
Then why are you taking it off?
Yeah, well,
This is what I am now. What I overcame. Anything else feels... wrong. Like a disguise. I'll use the new arm when I need it, but the rest of the time, I will simply be myself.
I wouldn't have it any other way.
You have my thanks for doing this with me. Here. Something to mark our victory.
Thank you. I'll see you later then.
The Ten be with you, Aloy.
Katalo, he's so cool. Like, if ever there was a Spartan in this game, like, he's totally a Spartan. Well done. You, sir... Yeah, well, we're sorry about that. We know that you weren't, like, being... Well, you did hurt some Tanakh hunters, apparently. So we're not too thrilled with that. Anyhow, guys, that is it. We're going to take a quick break here, and when we come back, we're going to be carrying on, seeing what other missions we can fulfill, and seeing if we can help anyone else out. But that's all for now. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.